Hi, boys and girls. How are you today? If you missed our English lesson today, I just wanted to give you a quick update about what we talked about. So today we talked about punctuation, speech marks. We studied about listening and discussion and giving our opinion. So that would be speaking. So we talked about four things today. We did punctuation with speech marks, exclamation, and question marks. How to write that in a sentence. We talked about a story that we read before, The Dragon Boy. So we broke it down and we asked and answered questions. And also we were able to use our imaginations and to tell about what you would do as a fire snatcher. So if you remember a while ago, we talked about the fire snatcher, Dragon Boy, which is in your text. All right. So for the easel, okay, we did this story. Remember this story, Dragon Boy, on page 96. Then we did this before a long time ago. We talked about the story map, right? So today we looked at this page, which is what page is this page? Workbook or student book, page 97, and we talked about things about the story that we listed to build things that the villagers needed fire for. So it helped you recollect about a story because we haven't done a whole lot of that this year. Well, we have, but not like formally. Okay, and so then we asked about if you were the fire snatcher, imagine what you would feel. What would you see or hear or smell, and what do you do, and how do you move as a fire snatcher? So then I had everybody tell me what they would feel like as a fire snatcher. And they got points. You see the points are here? It means these children participated in class. They were active members of the class today. If your child doesn't have points here, it means that they were not active members of the class. Your child's name is not there is because they were not present. Okay, all right. So then we talked about this language focus here, this punctuate the speech correctly, and to use a new line for each speaker. We put quotation marks at the beginning of the words that were said and put them at the end of them. Put question marks, exclamation marks, it doesn't say this, but full stops before the closing speech marks. Usually, in most cases, you will put the end punctuation before the speech mark. The only time you won't do that is if you're in college or like you're doing a research paper for something and you are quoting a text that a speaker has said previously. So it might be like, Roger, who is a professional psychologist, was talking about this new form model of education and blah, 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 okay? He said, and then his quotation marks are there, okay? But then if you're quoting his quotation marks, then you would put it after his end mark, but you would put quotation marks after quotation marks, okay? But then there might be another state where you're quoting something and you have to put the period on the outside because you're just quoting a quote and not necessarily the child is in first person. Okay, it might be in third person. We talked about first and third this year. Okay, so then for homework, what the children have to do is work at page 89, and we talked about synonyms of said. As you can see, there's the word said here. The space, replace said. So they need to substitute one of these synonyms for said. And one of the children said, well, how is smiled and said the same? And that's an amazing question. That means he's connecting, and I'm really happy for this question because I was able to explain to him that communication is not just our words, it's how we make our face, how we might move. There's different types of communication. So if you smile, that means you're responding. And to respond also means that you say something. So even though I did not speak words, If I smile, that means I'm still thinking about and I'm able to process what you're saying to me. Okay, so that's why we substitute. And a synonym, as we explained again, is a word that is similar or almost the same, exact same meaning of another word. So the children are to make their punctuation marks, their speech marks for all of these boxes, and then write a synonym for said that makes sense with the story. So mom and dad, you're probably going to have to help them with this, but so that you have all of the notes in one place, I'm going to send this to you. So I've already done that previously. I actually thought I was recording before, but I wasn't. So if you look here at the home page, oops, that's something different, sorry. If you look here, okay, and you look at the classwork or announcements, you look in the English section, it should be here, our reading and English lesson for 18 May. All right, this is the ESOL that I've just done. ESOL's an amazing program if you haven't used it yet with your kids, because you can take any PDF, any JPEG portrait or picture and write all over it. It's amazing, okay? So this workbook page is 89. It's worth 33 points possible. So when the kids post, they can post either in Class Dojo or here. Doesn't make any difference to me, but try to have them post not in a message, because now I'm going through getting all the grades and I've got to go through all the personal messages and all the portfolios and the Google Classroom and then the Google Classroom messages and the ESOL. So it would be nice if they could either use the ESOL or use class portfolio or Google Classroom. Please don't send me messages personally unless it's like inevitable and you can't figure anything else out. And if that's the case, mom and dad, I can help you. So ask me, we can do a Zoom or a Google Classroom meets, and I can explain to you how to do something. Okay, so that homework is here. All right, it's listed as homework. It's worth 33 points, but there isn't a document because it's in their workbook. Okay, so that's it for English. I'm going to stop there and then I will come back and say something for science. Oh, I'm still recording. Sorry. Okay.